views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
You are listening to Living Lighter Radio. I'm Jason.
And I'm Patricia, with an ecosystem approach to your life. Tune in every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio.
Living Lighter provides a revolutionary way to address what's truly holding you back. We have the tools you need to reach your goals and at the same time be living lighter.
Join us now for a Living Lighter experience. This is Living Lighter Radio, and I'm Patricia. I'm here with my husband, Jason, and today we're talking about parenting during pregnancy and for infants. This is part 2 of a 3-part series. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. Last week, we talked about helping children uncover their essence. But how do you do that during pregnancy and before a child is talking?
The essence of babies talk a lot. And when your intuition is available, it's easy to listen. Over the years, we have helped lots of distraught parents when their babies aren't sleeping, won't stop crying, and other issues that aren't medical. Even the medical issues are better when we listen and clear. Nothing is it's never black and white. It's not absolutely energy or absolutely medical. It's never that way.
Exactly. Well, we're as human beings, we're not created that way.
Exactly, and that of course that holds true for adults.
Yes.
If you have a cold, there's negative energy attached to that. It doesn't, even though you might have a bacteria or a virus that was the catalyst for that cold. There's always negative energy.
Mm-hmm. So, and Jason, can you really speak to a baby with intuition?
Let me explain what that means. Yes, the essence communicates via intuition.
Okay.
So when a newborn comes into the world, even before, and we have experience with this. This is not something that we're theorizing. Patricia's been helping children or women who are pregnant, and we talk to the child right away.
Yes.
We do it all the time. And they're right there because they're coming from a place which is energy, and they're used to talking that way. If you were to look in the non-physical dimension, I call it non-physical dimension, that's not of this world. They don't communicate with language. You don't have people talking Chinese and English and Japanese. You have them Spanish. You have them just communicating by intuition. That's how it's done. So when your intuition is available, then you can just go right to the baby and converse. And when a baby starts to cry, that's the essence saying, hey, I've been talking to you, and now I have to cry because you weren't listening to the other stuff that I was saying, which is energetic. So I'm crying now.
Okay, I want to back up to something. I think this is noteworthy. Both Jason and I talk to babies in the womb. In other words, we talk to them before they enter into this world. And I always tell the moms that I'm talking when I'm talking to the babies in the womb, I always say, Mom, when this baby comes into this world, do me a favor, please, and do the child a favor. Bring that child to me. I want to connect with that child. And I would say most of the time that happens. One of the most amazing things that happens is that oftentimes the moms will bring the children in or the child in, I should say, and I'll say, can I have the baby? And they'll go, well, he or she's kind of fussy right now. I'll say, that's okay. Just hand me the baby. And so they do immediately. And this has never not been the case. Immediately, the child stops crying because they're in a different environment, other than where they've been. And then the child will look at me and I will start talking to that child, and the child will calm right down because that child looks at me with the knowing of, I know you. I know who you are.
And we talk at two levels.
Yes.
We're speaking out loud so the parents can understand, but we're also speaking intuitively so the child can understand. To us, it's very, very natural. It has to do with our abilities, but it's very, very natural. It feels exactly like it's supposed to be.
Right.
And kids love it. The babies love it because they said, oh, yeah, okay, no, it's someone I can talk to. Yeah,
Someone I can communicate with.
If you came into a world and you couldn't talk, you'd be crying too,
Yeah, okay.
And Patricia talked about having the baby in her arms, and she's done that before. I recently had a client who I've been talking to the child in the womb and as an infant, and we've been clearing that child. I've never met the child. I've never had the child in my arms.
Well, that child happens to be about 1,500 miles away from us.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But it doesn't matter. I mean,
just saying.
There's still conversations can still take place.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm telling the mother about the personality of the child and you sort of acting as an interpreter, say, hey, the child needs this, and the child needs that.
Right.
Here's the truth. Parents naturally have a direct connection to their child, but the only reason that we either don't feel it or
understand it
is because we've been programmed to believe, to frame the world in a different way.
Oh, that damn programming.
Exactly.
It really, in so many ways, it gets in the way of between a mother and a child, a father and a child, or even the grandparents and the child, brother and sister. It's difficult. But if you ever notice that oftentimes if there's brothers and sisters in the family and a new child comes in, that child will find one of the brothers or sisters that it communicates easier with than everybody.
And there's a connection.
There is a true connection, and it's pretty amazing.
Here's the exciting part, that we help parents develop their own intuition so they can have this ability to talk and communicate with their baby.
Right.
But if you can create that relationship where you're clearing the negative energy, showing the baby that you see them, you see who they are, you see what some of their needs are. And you won't get it 100%. It's not like it's black and white. It's not like you either know everything and don't know anything. But as you just show them a little bit that, hey, I get you, I see you, that relationship continues. So even when they're, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, all the way up to adulthood, you'll have a communication with that child that says, hey, I know what's going on with you. And when the child comes home and there's something that's happened at school that they can't verbalize, or they don't know how to verbalize, or they just don't want to, you can still communicate by intuition
and through the clearing, which is really, really, really interesting to even watch that happen, but also know how it works between you and that child. It's pretty amazing.
That intuitive connection lasts throughout childhood.
Yes, it does. And beyond.
And that's what's really exciting about the show today, is that if you can get this idea that you can create an intuitive connection with your child, and that will last for the rest of their life, where they say, oh yeah, my mom or my dad, they get me more than anybody else in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about bonding, talk about love, all the problems that parents have with children. If the children really knew that the parents knew them, who they were authentically, it would pave the way for so much a better relationship.
Well, and I was going to say, what it does is it opens up the lines of communication, and understanding between them. People say that, no matter what, I love my children. Well, I guarantee you, there are times you just want to throttle that kid, or, that kid wants to kick you in the shins because you're not getting who they are, or you don't understand, or they can't communicate what they're trying to tell you, and vice versa. If you use the clearing, if you use the ecosystem approach, what happens is that, yeah, you can be angry, but when you get rid of that negative energy of anger, what happens is that the doors of communication open up, and you can actually speak the truth, as opposed to going around the truth and not really getting to what's going on.
Most people, especially children, don't know how to translate their emotions into words.
Right.
OMG, just think of all the adults that don't know how to do that, especially men. I have to tell on my gender here, men are just really awful at it, and the natural way to do it is through intuition.
Yes.
So that when your child is around you, whether they're 1 month old or 20, you just know how they feel because you can feel it.
Exactly.
You can feel it through your intuition.
And you can use the ecosystem approach to remove negative energies that don't help your child or you.
That ecosystem approach builds that relationship.
It is amazing. It
Yes.
is phenomenal. And Jason and I both know this. So Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
Essence is exposed and available with babies.
Okay.
That babies have a consciousness that can be accessed through intuition. Parents naturally have a direct connection with their child, but it's blocked by programming. Intuition is the natural way to communicate with your baby and can continue throughout childhood.
Love it all, you guys. I just love it. Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to talk about misconceptions regarding spoiling a child when they are babies. This is Living Lighter Radio with Jason and Patricia, with an ecosystem approach to your life. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
If you have a sense that you are meant for more, join Heather Allison every third Tuesday at noon Pacific as she explores an ancient, forgotten energy within us and helps us access our original archetypal blueprint. The Golden Path will help you remember the key to unlocking your life, love, success, and magic you were meant for. A key to unlocking your golden path. Visit heather-allison.com.
Are you ready to create a life you'll really love? Then you'll want to tune in to the hit show Life Design Radio, From Adversity to Awesome with Susan DiLorenzo. Live each month on TransformationTalkRadio.com. No matter where you are in your adversity story, Life Design Radio has got you covered. Get ready to feel inspired, enlightened, and motivated. For more information about working with Susan, visit SusanDiLorenzo.com.
This is Debbie Pokornik with a break-free parenting tip. Parenting will always be a bit of a mystery. Who knows why some parenting ideas work and others do not? Or why some kids seem to succeed despite family setbacks, while others have so much given to them and yet fail to thrive. The one thing we do know is that once you have a child, you'll never be quite the same again. Awe-inspiring emotions like overwhelming love, extreme guilt, intense frustration, and incredible joy make this job second to none. Breaking free of parenting pressures means recognizing the pieces that make us unique, the pieces that we carry with us from the past, and the pieces that are influenced by the society we live in. When we can pick and choose which pieces we want to keep around and change the others to align with our inner wisdom, we will feel more self-assured in our role as a parent.
For information and to work with Debbie, visit empoweringnrg.com. Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
Tune in to the Astral Insider, your portal for adventure, insight, and growth with Fernando Albert. And get ready to tour the astral realm, expand your life in ways you've never imagined, and call in for the journey of your life with this world-renowned lucid dreamer, astral projectionist, psychic medium, and healer, Fernando Albert. This is every second and fourth Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific on TransformationTalkRadio.com.
This is Living Lighter Radio with Jason, and I'm Patricia. And we're going to talk in this segment about the misconceptions regarding spoiling a child when they are babies. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. Okay. Both of us, all of us have heard the stories about the theories about, should I spoil the child? Should I, spare the rod, spoil the child?
That's when they get older, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. I've heard a few stories, but here's the question. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it, what do you think, Jason? What do you know?
Well, the problem is that this becomes a yes/no question.
Okay.
And it has to do with, and this is where people get really confused. Do I go to the child every time they cry? And there's theories out there that says, you have to let the child train themselves to settle down and to relax. And then there are the other theories that say you can't be too attentive to a child as they're growing up. Neither of them is absolutely right. And the better way of framing this, not as the either or, those two, there's truth to both of those ideas, and there's misconceptions to both of those ideas.
Okay.
The better question is, why is my child crying? And what can I do to help them feel better now?
So let's back that up. Why is my child crying? And what can I do to help my child right now?
If when you're clearing them and you start to see who they are, and people say that they learn their children's cries. Of course, some people don't, but there's you can feel, and this is how I would express it. Just like, and Patricia's not a baby, but when I'm going day to day with my wife, I just know how she feels, and because I'm reading her all the time. I'm using my intuition, she's using her intuition with me. A lot of times she'll come up to me and I don't say anything. Just say, well, you're feeling this, this, and this. Let's clear it, and it's usually it's from love. Sometimes it's from irritation, but that's a different thing. This idea that you can sense what's wrong with your child and then address it is really important.
True.
So if you, in a way, this kind of takes the pressure off, because if we believe that we have to go to our child every time they cry,
right, and
we're exhausted,
mm-hmm,
and we're overwhelmed with being a new parent, or even if this is you're not a new parent, but this is your second or third child, if you can say, okay, let's listen to that cry. What's going on? And maybe you could just sit there and do some clearing, even with the child in the other room. And sometimes the child could just settle down. I clear babies all the time. I'm not with them physically,
right,
geographically.
Right.
And then you could say, okay, and then clear them and see what's wrong. And if it's not really anything wrong, they're just fussing, then it's okay to let them cry. On the other hand, if it's something that's really serious, then you should go, because they're telling you that there's something really serious. And if you were really good at this, and there's some people out there in the audience, I just feel it, this is my intuition. They're asking me, well, my intuition is not that good. I don't trust it to know absolutely positively. Well, the truth is, first of all, if you clear your child and start to sense how they are,
right,
it doesn't have to be on 100%. And you don't develop your intuition overnight, but just look at them, see what's wrong.
Right.
Do some clearing, see if that helps. If it doesn't, do some more clearing, or give yourself a break. We always believe that you should always take care of yourself first.
Right.
And don't be a martyr for your child. We're not suggesting that you leave them cry, continuously for a long time, but a parent who's in tune with their own intuition and themselves and their children, they know when something's really wrong.
Well, you just said something, Jason. And what I'm hearing is that when you know yourself, when you're clearing yourself, and we're going to talk about this part a lot, when you know yourself, then you can take that 2 minutes to clear what's going on with you, like the irritation that my child's crying again. That's a really good one. But also remove any blocks that are keeping you from understanding why your child is crying.
If you're in the audience right now and you're kind of hopeless about your own intuition and your ability to sense how the child is, the ecosystem approach is the way to develop your intuition.
Exactly.
It's not static. It's not like you either have it or you don't. It's not black and white.
Because
it's not binary.
We all have it.
We all have it.
Yes.
And if it's not good enough in your estimation, which of course applies to everyone, Trish and I feel that way about ourselves. Right. I mean, we use our intuition daily. We've been developing it for 20 years, and it keeps getting better.
Yes. So,
which means that it's not there. It's not like you're there or you're not. It's not there.
Okay. So, Jason, I do have a question though. Why do babies cry?
Babies always cry due to negative energy. Doing the normal things to help babies stop crying, like rocking, driving, changing them, feeding them, singing, does not necessarily remove the negative energy.
It might calm it down.
It might change the energy.
It might push it aside.
But if they're, even if they're, let's take a common example. The baby's wet and needs to have the diaper changed. Well, you think, okay, of course they're going to cry with that. Well, there's a part of them that's saying, hey, what's wrong with you? Yep, there's something raunchy back there. Come on, come on, come on, Mom, come on, Dad. Let's, pay attention. And if there's nothing happens and they cry, well, of course they do. But chances are most babies, when they cry because they need to be changed, are a little bit frustrated, angry.
Well, sure. They might be being irritated because of the situation they're sitting in.
Well, and they expect that you should just know that,
right.
Hey, there's something, bad back there.
Because they would expect that you can use your intuition too.
Exactly.
And that's a big deal.
Babies have this expectation that their parents have their intuition. They can just talk to them.
Exactly.
And they're really frustrated because they can't.
Exactly. So we were both just thinking about, we'll call them dirty diapers, but we don't need to go there anymore.
We both dealt with that. We both
more than
know
once.
It's not new stuff for us.
Okay.
But here's the point.
Okay. We
believe that our infants, because they can't talk to us, don't have any consciousness,
or that they have no way of consciousness. Isn't the way I think of it. It's more like since they don't know how to communicate with us, we don't have to pay attention to it.
Yes,
and that is just not right.
Blank.
Yes,
it's not blank.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, it is not blank.
Oh yeah.
the primary purpose of essence when it comes to human form is to learn and heal itself.
Okay.
This is a biggie, okay? Because our essence, when it comes into human form, wants to learn how to be better,
right?
As an energy entity, and of course, it comes in with the 80%, which is we talked about that 80% in another show, the discovery that the essence knows that it shouldn't be there and it wants to get rid of it. It wants to heal.
Okay.
So that healing would not be necessary if the 80% negative energy was not necessary. But in today's world, the essence comes in to learn and to heal itself. And that programming, which is what we are taught to do with babies all the way on through till adulthood, is toxic to essence. And when you say to a baby, hey, I acknowledge your essence and I'm going to try and work with it, it loves you.
Right.
If you say, I don't care about your essence, these are the rules and you better follow them, it creates a huge block between you and the baby and the essence, which is, of course, the same thing.
Okay. So, some of the most difficulties that infants have can be resolved with a basic type of communication. Meaning, when we use our intuition to communicate with the child, we can then understand that the child is using its intuition to communicate with us.
That's absolutely true. And whenever you clear a child, you're communicating with them in an indirect way.
Right.
It's a form of kissing the boo-boo. If whenever you clear your child, you're saying to the child, hey, I know there's some things that are wrong here. I'm going to help you. Well, I'm here to help you.
And before we get to the key points, I want to make a point because the point, I see some people that are thinking, well, wait a minute, why don't I just, I'll just do these things that the programming that has been done and everything will be okay. My kid will figure it out. Well, the truth is it's an opportunity for you to give a gift to your child and for your child to give a gift to you that neither one of you have had before. And that is the ability to learn how to use your intuition in this programming world. It's huge. I just want you to think it's it's wonderful. It's amazing.
If you approach your infant with this idea that I'm going to train them to go to sleep at a certain time, to eat at a certain time, to behave, you're giving a big, you're creating a big block to essence.
Right.
Now, on the other hand, that doesn't mean that if you were clearing and then you try and help them sleep through the night, there's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
And you can talk to them, clear them and talk to them and say, hey, yeah, well, I'd like you to sleep through the night because I'm tired.
Yes.
So
and nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
So Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
Spoiling or not is a programming question and doesn't lead to a good answer.
Okay.
Parents should always focus on the root trauma and clear it on behalf of the child. There is always a negative energy when babies cry, and clearing always helps. That problems with infants can be resolved with a relationship that happens from communication via intuition.
Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to talk about how to start creating an intuitive relationship with your child. This is Living Lighter with Jason and Patricia with an ecosystem approach to your life. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Have you ever wondered if there's a way to heal the deep, hidden inner issues, wounds, beliefs, and traumas? The journey into spiritual healing engages people in all areas of their lives to heal themselves and others. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio as Dr. Jaffe brings conversations of healing of body, mind, and spirit as he merges the excellence of traditional medicine with the beauty of spiritual healing. For more information about Dr. Jaffe, this show, and his work, visit drjaffemd.com.
Disease, one of the most dreaded words in our vocabulary. Hi, I'm Mary Jane Mack. Did you know traditionally we have viewed disease as a degenerative process? Disease is better understood when we view it as dis-ease in the human body. Dis-ease means without ease. Health is not merely the absence of disease, It's when every part of the body works together effortlessly, relaxed and at ease. It's that relaxed state that lets energy flow in waves through and around the entire body. Every organ has an electrical charge, and when overcharged or undercharged, dis-ease occurs. And it is an effort to go through our day. We are able to determine the exact dis-ease of the body and design a specific solution to correct the nutritional imbalance. Contact us at 888-777-4232. That's 888-777-4232. And visit us at maryjanemack.com.
It's time to get your life back on Burn Bright Today with Jennifer Marcinelli. Tune in each month on TransformationTalkRadio.com. Learn to move from the darkness of burning out to the light of burning bright. Jennifer is redefining stress and the energetic causes of burnout, shining a light on process to get your life back. For more information about Jennifer and her work, visit burnbrighttoday.com.
Our angels and animals are always working for and around us. Darcy Pariso knew from an early age she felt this incredible presence that was confirmed for her in a Reiki Level 1 course. From then on, she has honed her skills and dedicated her talents to providing answers, inspiration, and tools for people to move past limiting blocks and past traumas to truly live a life of happiness. For more information about working with Darcy, visit darcypariso.com.
What is a brilliant culture, and how do we create them? Why are they important? Claudette Rowley has created a breakthrough 5-step process to help you align your culture with your business strategy for exceptional results. Looking for a culture that drives organizational excellence? Listen to Cultural Brilliance Radio, the second and fourth Friday of each month at 10 a.m. Pacific and 1 p.m. Eastern on Transformation Talk Radio. To learn more or work with Claudette, visit culturalbrilliance.com.
This is Living Lighter Radio with Jason, and I'm Patricia. We're going to talk about how to start creating an intuitive relationship between you and your infant. We use an ecosystem approach to you, which is much different than what you are commonly taught. We see human beings as ecosystems that need to be uncovered instead of programmed. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. Okay. So the idea of communicating with your baby's essence and solving problems together, Jason, that's really exciting. How do I start?
You always start with clearing, and you always start with yourself first. You can't understand your the trauma that, or the 80% negative energy that your baby comes in with, if you're not starting to look at it for yourself. And if you're going to be a parent for this child, if you were to clear your child starting at birth, they would be 4 or 5 years old, and you weren't working on yourself, they would surpass you, and they would be talk about calling you out on on
your stuff.
Yes, they would be doing it right away.
Whoa, Dad, come on now, that kind of thing.
And on the other hand, if you start doing it with yourself and you're struggling and you know it and you're clear together and you work together, it develops a really amazing bond.
Exactly.
And that bond is natural. It's instinctive for human beings to have that bond with our parents
and our children.
One of the things that this is kind of exciting. One of the key
tools.
I was going to call it a trick. It's really not a trick.
It's a tool.
The tool to understand the trauma. People say, "Well, what do you mean trauma, your baby? That doesn't make any sense to me at all." When you and we've talked about all this before in previous shows. So if you need some more information about the Enneagram, we did 2 shows on the Enneagram recently. So it's all there. You can listen there. But Patricia and I have been very successful at determining the Enneagram type of babies in the womb. Now, if you know anything about the Enneagram, you know that the way most people determine their Enneagram type is with a test that's, you can get online. They're simple, they're free, that sort of thing.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna stop you right there because I took that test and it didn't come out right. Let me just say it that way.
We talked about that in our show on the Enneagram about mistyping.
Right.
But people immediately go, if you know about the Enneagram, you think, well, I can't give my baby a test. Jason, what are you talking about? Using your intuition, which is the way we determine Enneagram type, it can be done in the womb.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the other things that you read a lot in the Enneagram books, which we don't find to be true at all, is that the Enneagram type is a result of some sort of wound that you have in early childhood. And we don't see that at all because we type kids all the time in the womb when a woman's pregnant. So
we've never been wrong, by the way.
Yes. And we see it and, parents love it. But we have that ability, we're going to offer that ability to you at some point to either assist or whatever. But once you know the Enneagram type of your child,
mm-hmm.
for example, if your child's a 9, you know that there's pain and disappointment in their background. That you don't have to have the whole story.
Right.
You know that there's a lot of need to keep the peace because that pain in their
makes them very uncomfortable. I'm going to jump in.
Yes.
And understand when you as a parent see this, when you clear it, you will find that your child doesn't stay stuck there, doesn't get boggled down with it, doesn't let it affect their everyday life.
Yes.
It's really, really amazing. So, so Jason, give me another example about.
Well, I can give you an actual example, and
okay.
This is something fairly recent. But I've been working with a mother, and we were talking about the Enneagram type of her baby in the womb, and we've been clearing this baby now for over a year, and
it's actually about 18 months, isn't it, Jason?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay,
and this kid is already an amazing kid, and I was talking to the grandmother recently, and she was telling me that he has this consciousness where it seems like he's almost older than he is, which of course is not surprising to us because, like my daughter used to say, well, yeah, of course, that's because that's how we're designed. And you start removing that negative energy.
Right.
And you have this amazing, talk about human potential. We say about this every single time. Human potential becomes infinite with our ecosystem approach. When you start clearing a baby, it's amazing. It's just amazing. And that true essence of who they are starts to come out. I'm looking forward to the fact that this kid's going to be clearing for the rest of his life and training them to do little clearing games as they grow up. So they have tools to deal with their negative emotions.
Exactly. So Jason, how does a parent know what to clear?
You always start with the most obvious, you can start with the most obvious, and really it's a good place to start, like fussiness, being upset, anger, frustration. If a child's fussy, clear fussiness.
Mm-hmm. Call it what it is.
And then see what you see. Maybe it's pain. Maybe it's anger.
Exactly. Or irritation or that sort of thing. And it's amazing when you call it what it is right on the surface and you clear it. What happens is then you start to see other things that come up. And by the way, you can do this in short minutes as opposed to thinking you have to take 2 hours to do this. You don't.
And we weren't doing this with our own kids, but we're doing them with them as an adult. But I remember my daughter, she would actually get red. I knew she was angry. She would get red. And Patricia's laughing because,
I happen to know her.
Yes, really well. So, and oh, by the way, this is kind of off the topic, but not really. Patricia's a stepmom to my daughter, but those two are so bonded and so connected. And I know that it has a lot to do with the clearing.
Absolutely.
Because she sees that Patricia sees who she really is. And there's a bond that's connected as a result of that. So I'm thinking of all the parents there that may be doing adoptions and that sort of thing.
Yes, or step parents. Yes.
This is the best thing you can do.
Absolutely.
Even grandparents,
Yeah.
If you're a grandparent out there, clearing your grandchild is amazing.
And all the same things apply. All the same things apply to the grandparents and to the aunts and uncles and that sort of thing. When a child comes into a family, everybody always wishes for the best. But then when the child starts, when a child acts out or when a child isn't perfect and stands up to the expectations of, quote, the family, everybody starts just like either backing away or going, oh yeah, that child's really spoiled. Or, the bottom line is that to not have that happen, the bottom line is start using the ecosystem approach between you and your child first.
So instead of having the standard of whether they're behaving or doing what you say or not, they're doing who they are.
Yes.
And that's a huge difference. For parents is one of the things I want to say.
Okay.
You have to clear yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So we're telling you to clear the most obvious. So if they're fussy, clear that.
Well, and the other thing is that if the child is fussy, are you fussy?
Are you frustrated?
Are you
angry
or have anxiety?
Overwhelmed? Yes. Exhausted.
Exactly. Those things. And by the way, when you start clearing those things for you, there's an energy that you gain. By the way, that's that active life force energy. Life force energy. What happens is you have a better avenue to use it. So it's a clearer avenue.
One quick tip for those of you who are starting to use your intuition.
Mm-hmm.
In the beginning, it feels like you're guessing. That's how it feels.
Yeah.
Go ahead and guess.
Yeah.
You clear your baby and they're fussy, and you clear fussiness, and you say, "Oh, I see it. I'm guessing that they're angry about blah blah blah."
Right.
Well, that's how you do it.
Yes.
It feels like guessing because we've been programmed that if we don't have the absolute right answer, then we're wrong.
I have a really good story about that, and I'm going to take 2 seconds and talk about it. I know a mother who their child kept crying and crying and crying and, on and off. And the child, the mother kept saying to the doctor, my child is hungry. I need to feed my child. Well, what they found was that the child had a form of a deficiency in the formula because the child couldn't take breast milk. And the child was hungry, and the child was trying to tell the mom, I'm hungry. And when they finally figured it out, the child stopped crying. It was pretty amazing. So, Jason, what are the key points?
And you can figure that out with intuition.
Absolutely. And the mother did.
Yes.
So, in other words, she thought she was guessing, but she got the truth. Jason, what are the key points of this segment?
Clearing negative feelings for yourself and then your child is the starting point.
Mm-hmm.
Clearing yourself in the moment to activate your intuition. And when you start to use intuition, it always feels like guessing. So go ahead and guess. And that using the ecosystem approach for yourself and your child creates an amazing relationship.
Okay. So let's talk about how to use energy and how to work with the energy, Jason.
So we're talking about clearing your child too. So I'm going to talk about that. You can have the child next to you. This is all done in your imagination. You can sit or stand. It doesn't matter. You can be standing over your child, whatever. But when you clear yourself, all you have to do is use your imagination. When we say the stated emotion, just to gather it all up in your body, gather it up in your baby's body, and in your mind's eye, breathe that out into a trash can.
Okay.
It can be an actual trash can or in your imagination.
Okay. And then you can activate life force not only for yourself, but for your child as well. And you're just going to pull it in through the top of your head, let it go all the way down your torso to the tips of your toes, turn it around and then blow it out. But you can also activate life force for your child. And you just do the same thing. Activate it and let it go into your child's body and blow out any negative energy. Stay tuned. When we come back, we're going to help you clear the negative energy for parents who are pregnant and or for their infants. This is Living Lighter with Jason and Patricia with an ecosystem approach to your life. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Healing has a ripple effect. One person's healing affects everyone around them. This is where the power of sharing our stories can be so important. Tune in to Playing on the Edge Radio with Megan Edge each month on Transformation Talk Radio, as Megan provides you with ways of sustaining radical and powerful changes in your life. Enact the power of radical change. To find out more about Megan Edge, visit her website at meganedge.ca.
Ignite your inner magic on Grow Your Soul Radio with Jane Matanga. Tune in each month on Transformation Talk Radio as host Jane Matanga explores how to overcome your fears to help you gain the inspiration you need to awaken your path to joy. Learn the way to life mastery and the enlightened path with Grow Your Soul Radio. For more information on Jane Matanga and her work, visit enlightened-path.com.
Are you ready for unfiltered gratitude, unfiltered frequency, and unfiltered creation? Then don't miss Mike Murphy Unfiltered on TransformationTalkRadio.com Thursday from 12 to 2 Pacific Time, as Mike Murphy and a cast of powerful guests discuss and demonstrate the principles and practices of the creation frequency. Tune in to unleash the power of your mind. Open the immense energy of the heart to manifest an awesome life filled with true health, wealth, confidence, gratitude, and joy. Unfiltered truth and unfiltered frequency to uncover and let go of limiting beliefs and access your powerful intentions that resonate out into the universe with Mike Murphy Unfiltered. For more information on Mike and his work, visit his website at MikeMurphyUnfiltered.com.
Tune in to Lucid Planet Radio with Dr. Kelly Neff. This hit show will illuminate your senses and empower you beyond your daily stressors and hardships. Renowned psychologist and author Dr. Kelly will captivate you with far-reaching topics and amazing guests as you wake to the greatest version of yourself. Learn to tap into your intuitions, think critically about our world, heal emotional and psychological wounds, and follow your passions to live your dreams. The Lucid Planet. Welcome home. Visit lucidplanetradio.com for more information.
Tune in to The Jen Royster Show, intuitive guidance to inspire your life, each Thursday at 8 a.m. Pacific and 11 a.m. Eastern on TransformationTalkRadio.com. This amazing show is an inspirational hour that will take you on an epic metaphysical journey to discover the spiritual approach to life's greatest challenges. Dr. Jen is an internationally known intuitive counselor, spiritual teacher, and energy healer. Call in for intuitive readings and visit JenRoyster.com for more information.
This is Living Lighter Radio with Jason, and I'm Patricia. Right now, we're going to start to help you clear the negative energy for the parents who are pregnant and for the infants of those parents. So, Jason, take it away.
Actually, this is for the people that are pregnant, whether it's, husband or wife.
Or going to be pregnant.
Yes.
Okay.
So here we go. I direct all my resources in all dimensions to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see the negative energy in myself and my child. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see my own negative energy and how to clear that and understand that's what's in the best interest to start. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the barrier so I can see that it always starts with me first, that I should always clear myself first. Take a breath. Oh, this is a big one. And to eliminate the veils and illusions so I can see that my baby, my child, is an energetic sponge. So if I'm fussy, irritable, angry, frustrated, they're gonna reflect that back to me. Take a breath.
And to eliminate anything and everything that's keeping me from realizing that, clearing myself and then clearing my child. Take a breath.
And to eliminate the barrier so that I can see that my child doesn't act out in a vacuum. He or she is functioning from the energy around him, whether it's me, my husband, other people in the house.
Or where we are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Take a breath.
And to eliminate any neediness I have for quick fixes that don't last, especially with infants. Use the ecosystem approach. Take a breath.
And to eliminate my frustration, my anxiety, my stress, my overwhelm, because I'm a new parent, which has got to affect my child. Take a breath.
Here's the biggest one of all. And to eliminate my fear of doing it all wrong. Take a breath.
And to eliminate my fear that keeps me focused on other experts as opposed to my own intuition.
Excellent.
Take a breath. And to eliminate my shame and guilt when my baby's crying or making a fuss, because I think it's got to be me. It's got to be my fault. Take a breath.
And if it is your fault, clear it. You don't need that, and neither does that baby. Take a breath.
And to eliminate for my baby fussiness, frustration, stress, anxiety, wanting to play in the middle of the night when I'm trying to sleep. Take a breath.
Oh, how many of us have done that one? Sorry. And to eliminate any anger and resentment and bitterness I have about the stress of parenting and the responsibility of parenting. Take a breath. And to eliminate any stress and anxiety or frustration that my baby has right now. Take a breath.
Should we activate life force?
I think so. So I direct all my resources in all dimensions to activate life force energy so I can connect with my child with this amazing energy and this amazing ability to change the energy. Take a wonderful breath, pull it right in, right through the top of your head, all the way down your torso to your toes, turn it around, blow any negative energy out.
You know, going from a energetic form into a physical form that happens when a baby is born is really stressful, and activating life force in any way is really helpful.
It's actually one of the best things you can do.
Yes.
Truly.
So, and to activate life force for my child and for me so that we can have hope for an amazing bond together.
Yes.
Take a breath.
And to activate life force so I can hope that the clearing will help my stress as a parent and the baby's stress as a child. Take a breath. All the way to the tips of your toes. Blow it out. And to activate life force so I can have patience to uncover my essence for me and my child. Take a breath.
And to activate life force so I can have the wisdom to know that it takes a while. It's not like we're not machines.
Yes.
You can't just, insert a program. Take a breath.
Okay. And to activate life force so I can love myself enough to have peace and harmony with my child. And so we can enjoy our lives and do what we both came here to do, starting right now, today. Take a breath, pull in that life force energy, and let it go all the way to the tips of your toes. Any negative energy, turn around and blow it into the trash can. Take a breath. Blow it out, excuse me. So, Jason, what are we going to talk about next week?
We're going to do part 3 of our 3-part series on parenting.
Okay.
We're going to talk about parenting teenagers.
Oh, no.
And other difficult parenting situations.
Okay.
And this, the part of this that it's also true is maybe impossible parenting situations, and I know a lot of people out there are thinking, well, I didn't start as a baby, so is it hopeless? Is it, is there anything I can do? You can start anytime. And if you're dealing with a difficult teenager, this is really helpful.
Okay. So if some part of you gets the importance regarding parenting and understands that by changing the energy of how we've always done things before, but how we can do things now, tune in next week. Mark your calendar. Our show is every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. If you can't listen at that time, our show is recorded and you can go to our website, www.livinglighter.org, and look for the radio tab.
So if you really want a better life, you need to clear constantly, consistently, and specifically, and make it a part of your life and your child's life.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that, the easiest way to do that is sign up for a newsletter.
Okay.
It's free. All you have to do is go to our website at www.livinglighter.org, go to the newsletter tab, and all we ask for is your name and email address.
Okay.
And we also love to hear your comments. So email us. Feel free to email us with show suggestions and comments about how you felt about our show.
Mm-hmm.
Our email address is Jason and Patricia, JasonandPatricia @livinglighter.org.
Okay. If you got a benefit today, or had some fun, or really got some great information, things that you like, things that you really wanted to hear, go like us on Facebook. We're at livinglighter.org, and you can always see the preview for our next show. And don't forget about the newsletter, Jason.
Yes, it's important to sign up for that newsletter.
Okay. We will connect next Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. This is Transformation Talk Radio. You're listening to Living Lighter Radio with Jason and Patricia.
Wishing you a lifetime of living lighter.
Thank you for listening to Living Lighter Radio with Jason and Patricia. I'm Patricia. We have an ecosystem approach to your life. Tune in weekly as we discuss what's truly holding you back. We offer you the tools you need to reach your goals and at the same time be living lighter. For more information, visit our website at www.livinglighter.org.